Hello, my name is Roy, and today we're going to be discussing the diet advice I wish I knew at 30% body fat. Why you should listen to me? Well, I've actually lost over 100 pounds of fat since 2023, and I finally got a protocol that actually worked for me. I actually lost 55 pounds of fat in less than 6 months on my first year of weight loss, and now I'm actually building muscle. So, who am I? My name is Roy, and my current mission is really just trying to help Hispanic men to lose fat because I've been on that journey and I absolutely hated it. And I'm basically learning out loud as long as I go on my own journey. So, I'm usually using what's really helpful and actually letting go of the rest. So, subscribe to this channel if you actually want these guides to pop up on your homepage. So, quick plug, if you want to lose weight faster, I actually have a 2-hour plus course in the description down below where you can literally learn everything about nutrition, dieting, and also sleep recovery, everything else, and all in the description down below. No pressure though, just something if you're interested to. So we're going to be discussing animal proteins, berries, and fats. Our first discussion is going to be animal protein. So, what do I mean by animal protein? Obviously, what I mean by animal protein is seeing single ingredient items. This is what I'm seeing. You see steak, chicken, pork, tuna. You see how all of these right here are ultimately going to give you every animal protein that you're going to need. And it's very single because what you see is that it just has you just could get this. So, because what I see is that it has all single ingredient items. What I've really noticed is that the American diet and also the Hispanic diet, there always has to have a source of tortilla, or you have to have some fucking fries with your fucking entree. And I just realized like you don't need to fucking have that. It's not two single ingredients. You could ultimately have just beef. You could ultimately just have steak or chicken. You could ultimately have just pork, and you could ultimately just have tuna. It doesn't really matter, because why I'm telling you this is because protein actually has the highest thermic energy. That being said, if you have 100 grams of protein, you realize that 20% of that protein takes so much calories to digest. It takes about 20% of energy of calories to digest. So you're technically, when that happens, you technically are going to be fuller longer. You're also going to have more energy because when you have protein, everything in your body is made out of protein. The skin, the hair, the eyebrows, the eyes, the teeth, doesn't matter. Everything's made out of protein. So when you give more protein to this thing, it's going to eventually give you a lot more energy because you don't feel bloated, you don't feel tired, you don't feel lethargic after you eat those certain meals that has the fucking fries, has the fucking tortilla, you don't need any of that bullshit. So, and obviously you know the basic concept of that, how I said previously, everything's made out of protein. Everything in your body is made out of protein. So whenever you're eating, you're going to eventually, if you link it with the gym, you're going to be getting muscle building, which means you're going to be jacked. So why should I tell you that? Is because you need to be eating more meat. Now, I'm not trying to dog shit my friends, but ultimately, animal protein takes more to consume, which means less eating and moving more. These are just some pictures right here with my friends that I've obviously have abs and none of them have them, and I've been telling them that they usually eat the normal bodybuilder meal. They eat the carbs, they eat the protein, they also have slack on the fucking foods because sometimes they like to just eat fucking fast food for some fucking reason. I don't understand why. I feel like if you're gonna, I ultimately think whenever you're eating fast food, you are just technically self-harming yourself, because why the fuck are you just trying to like eat, you're trying to eat healthy, right? Why the fuck are you gonna eat fast food that ultimately makes you to look like this? And no dog shit to my friends, my homies have actually worked way too harder, because you're looking at this video right here trying to learn how to actually lose fat, when I'm telling you that you could literally just go to the gym and you'll be able to be 30 times, 100 times better than what you are right now. But you don't want to because you actually want to learn, and just fine. It's fine. It's okay. I rather you recommend looking at this video and learn about how to actually effectively lose fat. So why I'm telling you this is because I need you to understand that my friend who has like a way bigger back, but obviously I have a waist, well, this one is just that. You see how my wings are out, and it's all because I eat more meat than all of them. It's about having the high protein diet. It's all about having the high protein diet, and everything in your body is made out of protein, right? So when you have a lot of protein, you'll start building more muscle and being able to actually have a physique that you actually like. Eating more meat does not make you gain weight. Eating more meat makes you gain muscle. The reason why you see the weight scale go up is because you're fucking building muscle, bro. It's because your body's making more muscle. So, animal protein takes more to consume, which means you're actually gonna start eating less and move more. Because the thing is that when you eat the carbs, when you eat the protein, when you eat the carbs, you obviously know that your insulin is gonna spike up and eventually crash. During this type of moment right here is when you feel lethargic. This is when you feel tired. This is when you don't want to do anything. This is where you just want to be a fucking lazy piece of shit and actually just not do anything with your life and not go to the gym, not do that, not this and that. That's because of insulin. So, why I'm telling you this is because when you are... Here, let me move this guy right here. So, when you are eating the steak in your system, not only that 20% of it takes amount of calories less, but also it takes more in your digestive system. I'm trying to build a stomach, sorry gang. It takes a lot more for your digestive system to digest. If that makes sense, it takes longer to digest. So whenever that happens, the signal of leptin, which means it's been activated, means you're going to be fuller, which means your body says that, oh, I don't want to eat anymore. I can't physically fucking eat, because when you eat more of the animal protein, your body will strongly signal this right here for you to tell yourself to stop eating more food. Because right now we have a thing where typically this is what's technically happening, right, gang? Here's what's gonna happen. You essentially suffer from fat gain because you're technically eating foods that are very high in calorie. But guess what micronutrient it is? It is fucking carbs that keeps you fucking fat. You're eating high amounts of fat with that too. Fat and carbs are the most... carbs are the most easiest way to overeat because it takes little to none calories to burn, right? Where fats take the heaviest amount to burn because it's a fat thing, and it's very high in calories. So when you put, let's say if you eat like 100 grams of calories, and then like let's say you eat 20 times, let's say 50 grams for the carb-free calories, you obviously see that there's going to be a significant amount of calories in it, and there's going to be a significant amount of increase in calories, which is bad because technically you're seeing this, and there's also sugar that's involved with it, and sugar also turns into fat, which is ultimately bad for you because you're eating things that just simply turn... Whenever you eat, it goes straight to fat, which is why you eat so much, because you're able to eat it's a very small amount, not a very heavy calorie amount of energy. That being said, you continue to eat more to get to the sensation of being full, but you don't get that, and that's where overeating leads to happen. So, why I'm talking about eating animal protein is because not only it already has protein and also fats, but the thing with protein is you don't get tired. With carbs, you do. I know that for a fact. I literally ate a bag of, I ate some sopes yesterday, and that shit is just disgusting. My insulin level is going down, and now I'm fucking tired. It is a struggle for me to even watch this video, or not even watch the video, talk and present in this video, because I'm eating a bunch of shitty carbs. So why I'm telling you this is that you should start eliminating this and keep it to a minimum, or eliminate it completely so you actually won't get the effects that you're getting right now. Because what we're trying to do is we are trying to start on a cut phase for you. What I mean by cut phase, I mean by a way for you to lose fat. But when you lose a lot of fat, your body will start thinking that, oh, this guy is fucking starving, right? But understanding that when you have proteins and fats, it keeps your energy high. So you don't feel fucking tired. You don't fucking feel uh, sluggish. You don't feel fucking terrible. Like you're not even 100% you, right? So my emphasis right here is get yourself a fucking pound of fucking ground, 1 pound of fucking ground beef, and literally eat that. Literally eat that. And I guarantee you right now, you won't feel full. You won't feel full. But you know that you won't be able to eat anymore because you don't feel bloated. You feel sort of full, but you know you just can't eat. Which means if you can't eat, that means no more calories are going to be shoved down your throat. So the whole message about this is eat more meat. Okay, so we discussed animal protein. Now we're going to be discussing berries. Now, what I mean by berries is that this should only be the carb source that you're going to be consuming. This could be before a workout or after a workout only. Not a fucking snack, not a fucking late night snack, not a fucking, I don't know, before workout. Before workout, like an hour before, or like 2 hours, 3 hours before, and you can literally eat that within 30 minutes of you eating. Not that. This only is why I'm telling you this is because right now, as I'm feeling now, as you saw previously, I'm yawning. And it's only fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Why am I yawning? That's because I ate some fucking sopes. And I realized that this holy shit, the sopes is literally what's fucking killing me and making me feel tired. Because berries is the only ones that actually have a beneficial carb source because they contain oxidants that actually helps with your better digestion. And they also have fiber in them because they actually help with digestion. That being said, you don't carry this shit that you've been eating in your stomach for a very long time, and your body will actually poop it out, and you'll have not only less inflammation, but you do also get a flatter stomach. You do also will realize that you can eat a bit more calories, but not gain any weight. So that's going to be bananas, that's going to be blueberries, that's going to be strawberries, that's going to be raspberry, blackberries. You know the gist. It has to be berries for you to actually be only eating when it comes to consuming any carb source. This also concludes honey as well. I would give it the benefit of the doubt with honey would be okay, but 1 teaspoon is only advisable. Anything higher than that, you should definitely start eating. You should definitely start eliminating that and only strictly go for fucking berries. Because if you can't handle self control with the honey, then there's no point of you having it if you can't control yourself eating with some fucking carb source. Because you realize that this has amount of sugar, which we know that sugar equals glucose, which means glucose will start getting into fat. So why berries is so they're very low in calorie, so you can eat a shit ton of them, and really, not only they're good for fiber and digestion and inflammation and antioxidants, but they are essentially a volume snack. They're essentially a volume snack, right? So you can eat a shit ton of them, but not gain weight. But the majority of them is you need to be sourcing them only before or after your workouts. Sorry if you can hear everything down back there, because when you eat this, this will give you a good amount of energy for your workouts, so you could actually push a little harder and still tear the muscle, which means you'll be able to build muscle and burn fat at the same time. So, next is going to be fats. Now, what I mean by fats is, please don't get into the belief where you think fats will literally equal fat. That I don't know where you got that fucking belief from, but you're ultimately just fucking retarded. That does not happen. The reason why fats exist is because of hormonal function. Now, what's so crazy is that if you're a man, that is you should, that makes testosterone. You know what testosterone does? It helps actually burn fat and build muscle. And not only with your little squeaky little voice, you actually get a deeper voice to have, especially when you want to increase your testosterone levels. And it's also very high energy and dense because when you eat fats, there's a lot of calories, but that being said, it's energy because a calorie, whenever you hear calories, it essentially means energy, and that amount of energy you can use towards the next day that you're for your workouts that take a lot of energy, or you could do your cardio sessions, or makes you feel like you don't even need to eat anymore because you're too fucking full. So losing weight doesn't mean that you're going to be losing energy. Because the reason why is because if you're going to cut, as I said previously, if you're going to strictly go for carbs, you're going to have, yeah, a shortcut to energy. But with fats, it pretty much keeps it your level pretty high. Okay? So why fats is very essential is because not only they make you feel fuller, not bloated, like as I said previously, but they're very high in energy. So throughout your day, you actually won't have any crashes as I'm having one right now when it comes to eating carbs. And you also will have hormonal function, which will work really good for your testosterone. That being said, you will be building muscle and also be burning fat. So I know you can barely see this. I'm gonna get a pen one day, but or a mouse. I'm sorry, but you have to see the picture that fats shouldn't be the enemy. What you really should strictly be eating is just proteins and fats because this is honestly the fucking diet that I was on. This is what I ate, and to even make it even more secure, I even ate only on a 1,500 calorie fucking maintenance thing, which is terrible for your health. My body was literally starving, and hormonal function just fucking plastered like crazy. You ultimately need to just be eating like 1,900, or if you want to go crazy, go 1,800. Doesn't matter. The thing is that like when I was eating this diet right here, I was still shredded. If we go back to where we were, this right here is where I was eating a lot of animals or strictly animal protein. You still see that. This is when I started eating more animal protein, and then I'm at a different level that I will get into more details, but more you need to be focusing on eating a lot of animal protein to get into that. Because you obviously see, this was me when I eat a bunch of shit ton of carbs, fats, not doing another thing, feeling tired as I am right now. And then obviously when you eat proteins and fats, you see how the physique starts changing, especially when you have the more energy. I get to feel more motivated, feel more happier, get to live life phenomenally, right? So, what you need to be doing is be eating a lot of butter. Let me just move this. So, you eat a lot of butter or cook with butter. No more fucking seed oils. No more fucking oils. No more fucking soy fucking no. It has to be strictly butter that you're cooking with. Avocados are a good defensive way because this one naturally helps you keep fuller for longer and makes you not want to overeat because again, fats actually activate leptin. When leptin is activated, fullness happens, and when fullness happens, you just can't eat anymore. Like eating just doesn't come like natural to you because you just physically can't eat it. right? Eggs is also a phenomenal source for you. This is considered a superfood, which you really should start eating these more like crazy. Fuck whatever anyone says that you're gonna get high cholesterol. You've been psyoped by the world as saying that healthy food is bad when ultimately you know it's fucking good. And then also full fat Greek yogurt. This is really good because I like it, especially for the mornings, because I cannot eat something savory. I like something to eat very sweet when it comes in the morning. So, dude, I'm telling you, bro. This is why you don't fucking eat carbs, dude. You need to be focusing on those two macronutrients and fuck carbs because you don't need it. You don't really need them now. You only would need them whenever you're gonna do some physical activity, or after. But that's literally it. You need to be focusing on these four macronutrients, or these little things. Just this. Your plate literally needs to be like this, like literally steak and some fucking avocado. Literally, it needs to just be like your plate ultimately needs just to be steak, avocado. That was not an avocado. Avocado, and then if you want egg, that's literally what it needs to be. Essentially, this is just fats and proteins. So I really did hope you learned something from here. Drop down comments down below if you have any questions about how this is actually going to be beneficial in your life, because I know it is. I've done this, and this is my way of teaching you to be able to become this person that you want to become, and eliminate all the bullshit that people are saying that you have to get your carb source intake. No, I did that. I got the fucking oats. I got the fucking sourdough bread. I got the fucking carb Greek yogurt, and I still became this motherfucker. I obviously became this motherfucker. And I saw no results. But when I started eating animal protein and everything, I started seeing fucking results. So, if you start doing that more, again, if you want to lose weight faster, I have my 2-hour plus course in the description down below where you can literally learn everything that step by step on how you actually can effectively lose fat. None of the bullshit that you hear on the internet where you think that, oh, you need to do this and that and that. No. This is what I'll actually show you how to do it. So, if you want to continue learning more, look at that video right over there, as well as if you want to. So as well as if you want to learn more about me, hit that subscribe button. And obviously that's really it, guys. You have a good night.